All right, welcome back here. Greater Zion Stadium on the campus of Utah Tech University. They opened up their season on August 30th, but today we've invaded the Clyde Lounge here on the 4th floor, and we're having some fun with our Region 9 football teams, players, coaches, Devin Dixon, Paul Ratliff, Caden Formaster, and we're excited to talk with the Snow Canyon Warriors and no newcomer to the region here. Coach Esplin been doing it for a long time, and Coach, you know the drill. If we can, bring us up to speed the offseason, guys coming back, and give us an overall preview for the Warriors this year.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having us again. This is a great place. Thankful for Utah Tech, however this happened. This is a nice place to do this. We started a lot earlier and expected a lot more this year. Just trying to get buy-in and get weight room time and get bonding better. We started in January and expected kids there. We understood that there'd be a lot of kids that played other sports and tried to respect that and do it around that, but figured we have to lift, we have to be with each other. So as the months went on and we got towards summer, it wasn't just oh, hey, welcome back. Let's get ready to go play football. So we have a lot of returners, especially on our O-line, D-line, which is probably what we need most to win football games. Had another great camp at Richfield, maybe put a plug in for them. I think they're trying to grow their camp a little bit, but had some good teams. We're able to get on the board and get in the film room and learn, not just bang. Went to 4 7-on-7s, which is maybe a little bit too much, but it was good bonding and good competition. And I think the kids had fun. So we're excited to see what it feels like. Tomorrow we get to put pads back on again.
You think you'll be further ahead than this time last year because of those changes you made?
But we're way further ahead. Yeah, in all areas.
Got to ask you about your quarterback. You guys made a tough decision kind of midway through the season last year. A great senior. You went away from him quarterback, went to a young sophomore quarterback. Is that going to pay dividends this year more so than last year now that he kind of comes into the season knowing it's his job?
You know, the hardest part, well, the best part, shouldn't say the hardest part, talking about Brody, is he could play 5 different positions. And with all of these guys, I mean, you got to know linemen here, but with a lot of guys on our team, you literally could plug and play. And so we're trying to keep this competitive and not name any of these guys starters or not name anybody starters. Every week you're going to have to earn it. And that kind of goes with the accountability thing. What we don't want to have happen is say, okay, you've now earned the job. You can relax to anybody on our offense, defense, special teams. Show us every day. And if you're the best one, then you're going to play in that position. But does it make us feel better that we have a quarterback coming back that has played? Absolutely. And linemen that have started that maybe weren't quite ready last year that come in confident and strong. Returners always make you feel good.
And, Coach, it always seems on defense you have a heart and soul guy, a Tegan Whitehead, a Max Reynolds, a guy that kind of leads you guys through vocal or just by actions. Do you have one of those guys this year on defense that's kind of emerging as kind of that leader on defense?
I think we have more than one.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be, you know, you think about like a V6 engine. What we're hoping is now we've got a big diesel or a V8 where it's not just one piston going up and down. You've got a whole team in sync, and everybody giving each other engine power. But we've got more vocal guys. We've got more example guys. We've got guys that have had great stats from last year that have respect that way. The way we picked these guys, we haven't done captains yet. Kind of early, I wanted to keep watching before we voted. But these were the guys that were at the weight room, at the workouts from January the most, and that's how we chose for this. So just trying to instill the culture of earn it, accountability, and this is a team game. We're going to do this together. If someone's tired and we need to get someone in who's equally as good, we're going to do that at every position, doesn't matter what player.
Is there a number of guys that could potentially go 2 ways, Coach, or are you going to try to platoon as much as possible?
The real answer is we always want to platoon as much as we possibly can. the reality, we tried 2 years. We talked about this yesterday, me and Coach Nowatzki. We tried 2 years to do it exclusively. We didn't have the numbers, and we lost too many good athletes on one side that it didn't seem to give us the edge we were looking for. So instead of platooning, what we're talking about is if you have a running back who also plays backer, we've got enough guys that can do it, that maybe one starts one series, one starts the next series because one's been on defense. You know, if it's been a long drive or something, we're going to try and make this, we're not going in with 11 guys on both sides and sticking there the whole game. We're going to try and keep their reps at a really healthy, manageable level.
How do you feel about the competition in the region? Cedar's out, so it's only the 6 teams in the region, but where do you feel like you stack up?
So if anyone doesn't say Crimson sits at top right now, I mean, you'd be lying. We would all be lying. 2 straight state championships. And they've earned that. That's the respect you earn when you've done that. I think, I don't know all the players. These guys would know, individual names better than me. But it feels to me this year might have a lot of parity. I think we're going to get some great Region 9 football games. But I think everybody, when Crimson comes through, that will be the measuring stick as far as, well, these guys have been winning championships in 4A. If we beat them, then maybe, if you win our region, you got a great chance to win a state championship.
Talking with Coach Esplin, and we'll circle back to Coach for some final comments here in just a minute. But let's get to the guys. We got a bunch of them here. 6 Warriors representing the rest of the team. Coach kind of mentioned how they got here, kind of guys that spent a lot of time in the offseason in the weight room. Jackson, offensive line. You guys got to kind of live in the weight room, man. Kind of take us through some of the depth at O-line and maybe some of the other guys that you are pushing for some starting jobs. It looks like you guys got some big guys over there.
We got basically everyone returning from last year. We have Brody Cook, me, Porter Terry, and Hank West and Harley Fouts all returning. And we got some pretty young guys like Will and Jalen Felipe that are looking to get some reps in today, or reps in this year. And we've just been at it in the weight room ever since. I've been doing it since December, some of the linemen. And we've just been living the weight room pretty much all off season.
So is the unit, obviously offensive lines, it's a group of 5. It's got to be a cohesive do you feel like this group is very tight and together opposed to past years maybe?
Yeah, I feel like this is probably the tightest O-line and D-line I've probably had my whole football career, 3rd grade to now. I kind of had the problem that I didn't really hang out with these guys a lot, but in the off season I've been with them the whole time. Football and just general stuff, having fun together.
Curious, offensive lineman, when you're watching football on Saturdays or Sunday, or as kids do nowadays on YouTube, highlight clips, whatever, do you specifically zero in on your position? Or do you watch where the backs are doing off cuts? When you're watching a football game, do you watch it differently is probably the question I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I kind of treat it like the film room. I remember last year I watched a lot of LSU and Will Campbell. But I like to watch the whole line, the whole O-line, how they do it, and try to copy them. But also I try to do pre-play stuff, read them and see what the defense gives and what I would be doing in that situation, stuff like that.
Let's bring in Easton for a second here. Easton, where are you going to be playing? Mainly defense?
Mainly defense, safety.
Okay, your dad doesn't want you on the offensive side of the ball?
I'll do a little bit of offense this year, probably more than last year for sure.
Obviously, how beneficial is it having some experience from last year? How is that going to carry over? You guys got some guys that are pretty versatile on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes, we have lots of good players. They'll be awesome. A lot of them returning again, and that'll be a huge help.
All your older brothers pick on you as a kid?
Yeah, it's average older brother. You kind of have to if you're an older brother, but no, it makes you stronger, so it's great.
What's the Thanksgiving at the Nowatzki household like? Is it game of horse? Is it full tackle football? Is it a turkey bowl? What do you guys do?
We actually love cornhole, to be honest.
Okay.
It's actually really fun.
Okay.
But lots of just messing around, just having a great Thanksgiving.
Can you beat your brothers in cornhole?
Yeah, I can. We actually beat them this past week in cornhole. They are all down.
So Snow Canyon's had a lot of really good safeties that have come through the program. And so I just want to know from your perspective, what have you learned from other defensive players that have come before you?
Honestly, I've learned a lot. Just before the past years, you can teach just great technique, just like how to read, alignment, just everything you need to know about what you need to do, and how to even study film a lot of the time too.
And Easton, you said you not as much offense this year, but still probably going to moon or spotlight a little bit on there.
Just a little bit
What
more.
is the grind like being a two-way player, even if it is for a limited capacity? You know, we always hear about Travis Hunter. He was a full-way, two-way player. But what is it like playing both sides of the ball in the same game?
Honestly, you have to make sure that you're conditioned. You have to be able to have grit to work through it even when you're tired. Never get down and just keep on working the whole game.
Let's bring in Kale. Kale, how worried are you when your dad says there's no starting jobs out there? Are you pretty worried right now?
No, sir. I want all my dudes to be able to play, and I want to be able to give 100% every rep of the game. And I was going almost 100% of the game last year, which is great, and I would rather have it any other way. But if it means that we can get some more dudes bought in and have everyone firing, then that's great with me. So
When do you guys take the dad hat and the coach hat and put on the other hat and switch it out? Is that nonstop at the Esplin household?
I mean, we keep it pretty light at the house. Like, he's usually just my dad, but we talk about football plenty as a dad and as a coach. So, I mean, you got to be able to do both, but I love it.
How's your brother doing?
He's doing great at Murray State right now, about to play D1 football, so that's pretty sick.
That's awesome.
Sir.
That's awesome. And let's bring in Porter for a second here. And Porter, you can be playing offensive line or defensive line?
Probably a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I like that. Which do you prefer?
I'll probably play a lot more offense.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier, it sounds like you got a lot of the guys on the offensive line back. How much will that help you in a tough region?
I think it'll be a difference maker with all that because, I mean, experience, it helps.
What's one of the key components of your game that you've been working on this offseason?
Speed and strength. Like, that's because I'm a smaller guy. Playing center, it helps to be fast and strong.
So playing center, any guys in the NFL, college, you kind of replicate your game after, or any centers that are of note that you kind of try and model your game?
Yeah, I really like to watch Jason Kelsey
Okay.
because, I mean, he's a smaller center for being in the NFL, and watching him play is helpful.
And he was a running back in the high school days, so he was all about speed and power, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and then taking that into a little bit of a denser body later, but you're doing that now, and that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Do you feel like the speed's catching up now? You're starting to get into that a little bit better?
Yeah, I feel a lot faster than last season, especially. I feel like I can move better, and I can feel it. I mean, up at our Ridgefield camp, it felt good to be able to hit people fast. But
Pass the mic down to Mr. Shakespeare here. Are you nervous today? Or you have to wait a long time to get a word in with these guys?
Yeah, not really. I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah. How's the summer been for you? How excited are you for the season?
I'm actually really excited for this season. We've been putting a lot of work in, and I'd fight with these guys any day of the week. We have a really good group with us.
I know rivalries change, and Coach mentioned Crimson, but is there a matchup in the preseason you're looking forward to playing? Maybe you got some friends on another team, and then in region, who are you looking forward to lacing it up and going against this year?
I'm really excited to start to play Spanish Fork. It's going to be a nice competition. And then in season, let's see, either Pineview or Dixie, because I got a couple friends over there. Then we got Brock Harris in the region too. And so we got some nice competition.
Now, not a lot of home games for you guys. You guys are on the road a lot this year, but what does it mean when you finally do get to play those home games to be able to be in front of your home crowd?
It's going to be super special with the select few amount of home games, and it's going to be nice to be able to fight with these guys in our final season.
Let's bring in Kalen. No relation to Tank Kelly, quarterback from 2 years ago that's playing here at Utah Tech for Coach Fate now on the baseball team, but he was a good player that came through with the same last name. You got that going for you at least.
Yeah.
But you kind of made a name for yourself last year. What have you been doing in the offseason to get a little bit better and make some noise again this year?
Well, I just been working with the team, getting a lot in the weight room, trying to get a lot faster than last year because that was my main problem. I'm just real excited for the season.
You going to get a chance to maybe go a little bit both ways, or are you going to be mainly on defense?
Yeah, a lot. Last year I didn't play much at all offense, but this year I think I'll play a little more both ways.
Anything schematically different this year, offense, defense, so far in the summer that you guys are excited to roll out on Friday nights?
Oh, I'm just excited for our whole defensive scheme. I'm just excited. all of it. pretty much.
Okay. All right. Coach, you got some wrinkles, huh? I like that. Final thoughts. Good group of guys, Coach. Let's finish up with you. We're almost out of time here, but man, you're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the season. Here we go.
Thank goodness. Man, it starts getting old.
The dog days.
Playing each other and in the heat. But, yeah, we need to play some other teams. And I've told our whole team, to this point, we're as good as we can be without playing someone else. The question now, and this is for everyone in the whole region, everyone in the whole state, everyone in the whole nation in high school, what happens when you get rocked and something hard happens, something negative happens? How much grit do you have to come back, and what's your reaction? And so I'm not hoping for that to come quickly. I hope we just mow through everybody, but I know that's not the reality. Excited to get into some confrontation and see how we respond.
Coach, thanks for bringing the guys in. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you on Friday nights again. We got double headers every Friday night, so we got a bunch of Snow Canyon Warrior games right here on the Fan Sports Network, on the radio, and or on the live stream, or both if it's our game of the week. Got to take a break. When we come back, we keep rolling through our Region 9 teams here from Utah Tech. Dixie Flyers drop by after this timeout.